All right, we're back. I am Blair, and as always,
Joey,
all
can
right,
you
well, back
fix
with
this?
another episode of Shitty Dad. And today we're going to dump on you a little bit about New Year's resolutions and not so much resolutions. Well, maybe a little resolutions, but every year we kind of come to this time of year and your algorithm on Instagram and Facebook changes. And what do you see?
Just hardcore routines, new you,
Fitness
everything.
influencers
Fitness.
galore, get
Yeah,
fit quick schemes, all the jams. Um,
they're
we've been,
Christmas.
yeah. Well, fuck. I'll tell you right now, fact. Christmas, 10 pounds.
Gained or
Just
lost?
gained.
I
Gained.
lost about 8 to 10 only because I was sick, but I
Oh.
lost it.
Give me some of that Wuhan flu. Make me sick and lose some weight.
I did, yeah. I lost a bit.
Yeah, no, that did not happen for me. I ate all the chocolates, I ate all the treats, I ate all the food, I drank all the drinks, and yeah, so 10 pounds up over Christmas was good. And yeah, so now we got to figure that back out. Of course, that is a long process. It doesn't come off as easy as it goes on,
For sure.
especially when you're in your 40s.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mountain to climb. You can get it by March, right? February, March?
Yeah, I should drop it off pretty quick, I would think, but
You got
it's gonna
this.
take a minute. It's gonna take a minute because, like, generally I would be like, hey, like New Year, we're back into like, Christmas kind of a runaway. Always chuck Christmas out the window. I'm like, okay, like December's basically a write-off. Go out, you're doing Christmas parties and Christmas drinks with all your friends. And, you got turkey dinner and then you got New Year's and you got all that stuff and you're gonna do all your things. So it's like December's basically a write-off. I'm just gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna worry too much about keeping the diet tight. And not that I keep it super tight anyways, but a little more lax than usual. And then New Year's, you flip the switch and you're like, okay, well, we're back to the gym, back on the treadmill, back and doing all those things. And we'll lose Christmas. And so I guess we'll see. You lost 8 pounds because you got sick. So
Yeah,
you're good. You're
yeah.
already on point. You're on point. Your routine is sticking.
The only thing though, it was I worked hard for that 8 pounds to get
Mhm.
over the last couple months just by, going to the gym and eating and that. Like I worked hard for it to get where I wanted to go. Right.
Yeah.
And then just back on the scale, it's like 161 or something. I was like, when I went home before Christmas and I was around I was between 168 to 170 in the mornings, gone,
Yeah.
all of it gone. So it was like, so
Yeah.
good and bad, right? But yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, it's a total thing. But I think we'll roll our intro now that we've got that figured out, and then we can dive right into this a little bit because there's a bunch of things we're going to talk about today. All right, here we go. And it's just like that. Now that we got that figured out, it's pretty mint. But anyways, so yeah, I don't know. Like I jumped on the scale after Christmas, 225 pounds. So, and I'm 6 feet tall. I'm not fat, but I could tighten it up a little bit. And I try to be like around 210 is probably really good. But this whole shoulder thing I got going on right now has got me out of the gym basically since September. So all I can do is really walk on the treadmill and sit in the sauna and hope that I can maintain.
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. It is tough. It is tough. And like as you get older, um, the aches and creaks and strains and sprains seem to come on a little more repetitiously and they linger a little longer. And then you're kind of like, okay, well, like, am I sleeping good? Am I eating good? I'm trying all these things. But there comes a point like the switch flips. You're
Yeah,
you're the older you get, the shittier your sleep is, which is super important for your health and recovery and overall fitness ability, because if you're not getting good sleep, you're not able to be productive and your body's not recovering. And so that's a whole thing, figuring that out. And I know for me, 100%, and you and I've talked about this an awful lot, but for me, like my biggest thing was like I was just dead ass. I was not a lot of energy, feeling super flat. And I was like, okay, what are we going to do to fix this? So I reached out to a clinic called Science and Humans based out of Toronto here in Canada. They've been fantastic. I've been working with them for the last year and a half, almost 2 years, and do hormone therapy through them. And it's been a game changer for me. Absolutely. 100%. Can't say enough good things about them. I actually have, I did my blood work for them last week on Wednesday. So then I meet with my clinician. I thought it was tomorrow, but I think it's actually Wednesday as well. So it was a week from when I have my panel done. But I have my follow up with my doctor. We'll go through everything again, verify like I'm on the right track. They'll tell me that I need to, you know, lay off the treats because my cholesterol is always a little bit high, and life is good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was, I was looking for the same thing, and you actually had mentioned to me to go with them. They make it super easy to do, so you don't
Mhm,
have to be anywhere really to do it except to get your blood work done. Do it all online.
mhm,
Super helpful that way, where you don't have to go in to see your family doctor or
yeah,
whatever, right? Especially for someone like me who works away all the time, right?
yeah,
They'll ship you your prescription wherever you are, wherever it's mailbox or whatever, right? So it just they make it way too easy to not do it, right? And I recommend
abs
it to a ton of people I know to because
uh-huh,
it that was a big thing for me. I got in a rut of, when you get up at 4 a.m. Monday to Friday to go to the gym, you do the
mhm,
gym, you go to work, where I have mostly a job where I sit and go over documents and that more during the day. I
mhm,
should be walking more, but that's just not always in my day. You just get tired and you can't get out of it. And I was just always locked into such a big brain fog.
mhm,
And when I did it, I want to say, I think the first week, 2 shots, I haven't had that same feeling in over a year. It was
mhm,
gone.
yeah,
There's the first thing I noticed, like, just
yeah,
the locked in cloudiness, just, "I can't get out of this funk." It was gone. People at work were even like, "Well, you're not bitchy today." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I know."
yeah,
And it just it hasn't come back that way. Second
yeah,
thing I noticed right away was sleep. That same
mhm,
week, sleep, you just slept deeper, and I woke up more ready for the day, even though I was, going to bed at 9, getting up at 4 every
mhm,
day, Monday to Friday. I felt refreshed, which I hadn't for a while. So
yeah,
it's a big thing. And I think I recommend it for anyone over 30. I think it's 35 or 37, but there's no
mhm,
harm in getting your and I don't know I don't remember everything they go over with you in the blood panels, but I was really surprised by how much they went over and
mhm,
how much they're like, "Do you have any questions? This is what this marker does. This is where you need to be. These are the things that affect it." And they go through all of it with you. And
mhm.
it's great. It's helped me out big time.
Oh, yeah, and the nice thing is, and I found with these people too, is so over my time with them, like I've had to see different clinicians a few times just because like, my regular lady wasn't available. And it's like, okay, well, you got to see your clinician to get your prescription refilled. And so I was like, okay, well, like let's go through all this stuff. So, and every time I sit down, I'm like, let's go through everything A to B. Like, what should we be doing? So, first clinician, she's like, okay, like, we're obviously going to put you on testosterone replacement therapy. I'm like, perfect, let's do that. She's like, we're going to go through all of your supplements that we can use to actually help elevate your testosterone naturally as well. So, ashwagandha, MCAA, making sure you get enough B12 and K2 and getting enough magnesium and like all these other things that they're going through and talking to you about. really has helped a lot too. So now I kind of got it narrowed down to like, these are the things that I need to take on a daily basis to ensure that I keep my levels at like a good level and not dump them off the cliff, like down to they were ridiculous before, and they were not ridiculous low, they were ridiculous high because I, supplemented on my own for a lot of years just because I was like, okay, well, this is what I'm gonna do because I'm feeling like shit. And then it's like, well, you got to rein that in. You can't do that anymore because you're old and you're a dad and you got to do old dad stuff and you can't be dabbling in the underground.
In the
So,
bathwater.
hey, yeah, it's like, well, there it's a gray market lab. It's gray market, right? No,
Yeah,
anyways, don't do that. So there's professionals out there that it can help you. You don't need to use gray markets and shit. It's covered by insurance.
that's what I don't think a lot of people understand is if you have a health and well plan, like your insurance will cover it
Yeah.
super cheap.
Yeah. $63 is what my prescription costs me every 3 months.
Yeah, I think
That
that's mine, and that includes shipping too, right? I think the actual
yes.
prescription was like $9 a vial.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, the shipping
oh,
is more expensive than what your prescription costs, and then they're like, "Okay, well, we can send you all your, devices you need for application and stuff like that," and away you go. So I was like, "Bang on, let's fricking go, like, get dialed in on that." Now, by doing that, it's totally improved my mental clarity is a big one too. 'Cause
mm,
you get rid of that brain fog, like you mentioned. It's like, shit, you're up early, you're up late, you're not sleeping good. That all ties into your mental clarity and mental state too, right? So it's like, okay, like now I feel I can focus on what I gotta work on today because 'cause you're not dragging ass tired. Like,
yeah,
what a difference. Yeah,
it's a huge difference. I didn't think it would be that pronounced, but yeah, no, it's a huge difference.
big time. And
Yeah.
then, like, you notice it too, like, if you miss, like, get out of cycle with your injections and stuff like
Mhm.
that, you notice it. The next day is like, oh yeah, I stretched this out a little longer than I should. When we went to Mexico in September, I was like, oh, well, I'll be all right for a week. Fuck. By the time I was just beat, tired, had
Oh, you didn't
nothing. And
bring it?
no, I didn't bring it because I was worried
Oh,
about bringing it down to Mexico. Even though
I
you got
was
and everything with it, right?
yes.
Yeah.
I did look into that, and yeah, if you got the prescription, um, on everything, like I keep the paper copy with the prescription on the bottle. I didn't get stopped or anything, but yeah, you're able to take it through North America with a prescription.
There we go. So now I know for
Yep.
next trip. But that's the one thing is like, yeah, and you have a lot of people and they're like, oh, you're TRT, you're TRT. TRT doesn't mean dick unless you're in the gym.
Yeah.
Period. You can pump yourself as full as testosterone as you want, and you'll see like some of the benefits. But if you're not in the gym or being physical, like exercise on the treadmill, hitting the gym, lifting weights, whether maybe you're a cyclist and you're out riding your bike or you're a mountain, hike climb kind of guy, like, put your ruck pack on and get out and ruck 10 miles. Like you have to have a degree of physicality tied into all of this in order to see any gains or benefits from it completely. And that's sort of like you said, like you're in the gym 4 or 5 days a week
Yep.
and notice significant improvements. I'm usually pretty consistent 3, 4 days a week, like in the gym. And then the rest of the time I do the treadmill or whatever. Now I'm not in the gym as much because I can't lift anything because this freaking arm. But I bought myself one of those Bowflex Revolutions for a to me, from me, love me, Merry post Christmas. So, I can just do some lightweight cable stuff at home here now, and it should help a little bit.
Yeah, every little bit helps, right? Just
I
as
do.
long as you're getting the joints going.
Yeah, mobility is a big thing, right? You don't want to keep getting stoved up and stuff. And the one thing too, and you hear more and more people are talking about like, what do you supplement with? And so that was the really good thing about dealing with science and humans is they kind of run you through is like, well, this is like your supplement schedule. This is what you should supplement with. These are things you should take. And so I've really found that like incorporating electrolytes first thing in the morning instead of coffee makes a huge difference. So
Yeah.
I've switched to doing that, and I've been doing that for like a month or so. Instead of coffee in the morning, first thing I do is electrolytes, protein shake. Then I'll have coffee at like 9:30 or 10, a little later. And that seems to like, okay, your body's kind of like woke up. You've had a bunch of water, you've had your electrolytes, you've had a protein shake. Now you can take coffee and you're not getting all the jitters and stuff like that, right? That's helped. And then with my electrolytes, I do uh 20 milligrams of creatine in the morning now too.
20.
Yeah.
Boy. I just started
It's
doing 10. I'll do one with
it,
my pre-workout, and then I'll do one with my inter-workout at the gym. But
yeah.
eh, y- anyone taking creatine, you know that if you take too much too fast, it's a bad day. Like
Oh yes.
it goes through you pretty quick. But like
Yeah.
even reading like on the creatine, like if you can get yourself up to, I think it's around 15 to 20,
Uh-huh.
even in the afternoon, like it's another supplement that helps turn your brain on and be
Yeah.
alert too, right? As opposed to
Yes.
just taking the 5 going to the gym. But yeah, I've started to slowly go that direction because I had some bad
And
days where I
then
thought it was like I
10,
could do 15.
10
No.
milli, 10 milli Tommy, 10 milli Tommy over here. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's I
but
think it's a good thing. Like I really have found like, and I've always been like pretty like aware of my health and wellness and staying reasonably fit and stuff over the years. And but it kind of catches you the older you get. It's like, get a little comfortable. It's like, a little creak in there in that arm, little elbow. My ankle's feeling tight today.
yeah.
You know, it's easier to make those excuses the older you get. And at the same point, um, there's a really awesome quote. Clint Eastwood asked him, like, how do you stay, like, so vivacious and still active? And he said, when the old man comes knocking, I don't let him in. And I'm like, yes, exactly. So just because you're feeling a little stiff today doesn't give you an excuse to skip out on even like 15 minutes of some sort of physical activity. Just get your heart rate up and get your blood flowing, get moving, loosen yourself up. Because if you stay stiff, you feel way fucking worse. And it just amplifies itself day over day over day if you don't catch it, right?
Yeah, it doesn't go away. It
New.
just
Yeah,
gets worse and it's
absolutely.
harder to get out of, right? So,
Yeah. Well, and it's the funk, right? You get into this funk and you get into that funky state, and then that can start to dick with your head, and guys start to feel kind of little down in the dumps, and then you get like that can take you down into a depression route real quick if you don't get on top of it and realize like there's more going on with your body and your hormones than you and I would ever imagine. And I think there's a lot of health and wellness influencers out there that talk about all this stuff. And I think a lot of people take what they're saying with a grain of salt, or they don't have a lot of faith in what they're saying because look at this guy, like he's ripped to shit and he's 46 and he's six pack abs and he's fucking yoked, or she's 42 and freaking like 120 pounds and slim and trim, and then and they're telling me how I'm supposed to be healthy. Okay, well, a lot of people take that with a grain of salt, and they're like, well, yeah, no. If your goal is to look like that, you're gonna fucking have to pour to it hard, 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 and a lot of people don't have that discipline. But everyone's got it in them to try to allocate 80 minutes a week to some sort of physical fitness and keeping up every 3 months with going and seeing a physician and getting your blood requisition done and making sure that your blood levels are all within scope and trying to keep the junk food off the plate until say Saturday have cheat day or Sunday have cheat day, and then the rest of the week you freaking keep it simple, stupid, like you don't need to eat eat all this elaborate stuff every night, and Uber Eats is not your friend. I'll tell you that much right now.
I think one of the biggest things is people will set that, like you said, like that goal of look at this ripped guy in his 40s to be like,
Mhm.
that's the goal. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I got to get to that. And then when they don't see the results in a month or 2, 3, 6 months, even,
Mhm.
people just kind of abandon it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not it's realistic goals, right? And I guess if you do hire any influence trainer or whoever, they if they're good, they'll know that, right? Like, hey, like it's small goals. This is what the milestones. Let's get to them. Not like I can do this in 8 months. You're like, no, you can't. Not a
Yeah.
chance in hell you're gonna get that in 8 months, right? That
Yeah.
guy's been like that forever, right?
Mhm.
He hasn't he hasn't had a cheat day in 40 years,
Yeah.
right? So that's a big thing. And I even find that sometimes where I don't feel that I'm progressing where I should be, right? It's like, okay, yeah, the weight's going up in the gym, the reps are going up, but it's
Mhm.
just like in my mind, I should be farther ahead than I am. And it gets frustrating too, but then you're just like, oh, whatever, right? But you just keep at it and keep going, and eventually you'll see it. And nothing happens overnight, especially at our age, whether you're on, testosterone replacement or not. It's not
Mhm.
going into it is not like this is going to be all fix all. And in 6 months, I'm back to when I was 28. It's like, no, it's not how it's going to work. Right. And keeping
Yeah.
that in mind, because you're just going to
Well,
set yourself up for ultimate failure before you start.
absolutely. And I think body dysmorphia is actually a real thing in more people than we can imagine, right? Because I can tell you, I know 100 people that have set goals and they've gone to the gym and worked out and done their thing, and they look freaking great. They've lost a lot of weight. They're more physically fit. They're more physically capable. Um, I'll tell you, like when this kind of clicked for me was I had joined a CrossFit gym some years ago. I was like, "Okay, like getting a little old to be banging heavy weights and stuff. I'm gonna try something different." So I joined kind of same sort of thing. New year, new goals, new things, right? And so I joined CrossFit gym and this was my plan. And everyone else joined up and they're like, we're gonna lose weight. Well, I'll tell you, those people were losing weight. And like the scale was showing they're losing weight, or their body was showing they're losing weight, but they're building muscle. So it's not clicking with them. They're like, some people were like, look at the scale, look at the scale, like I'm dropping weight. And it's like, that's fucking awesome. Like you're doing great. The other people, their bodies were totally changing and they weren't realizing like they're seeing these major milestones because the scale didn't move. So
Yeah.
you have to kind of realize like it's not always about the scale. It's about how your body's changing and people don't register like because we're sometimes we'll notice changes in our body. What's it like? First week you'll see a change, and the second week your partner will see a change, and then in 3 weeks your friends and family will see a change, and so on and so forth. I think there's some truth to that, but I almost think like we see the change kind of early on, and then a couple months down the road we quit noticing it,
Yeah.
and other people will continue to see your progress, but we don't catch it as much. And it's hey, it's a thing. If you're putting in the work and doing the thing, the changes are going to happen, and you'll look back in a year and be like, "Holy shit, did I ever change?" But unless you're taking picture of yourself, or like you see lots of those people doing these videos now. It's like January 2024 to January or December 2025 sort of thing. They do like the year or 2 years or whatever. Guaranteed, they didn't notice all the change they made from month one to month six as much as everybody else did. But I guarantee when they watch that video back at the end of December, they noticed it because it's huge, huge difference.
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty significant. It's super cool to see. So I don't know. I might be kind of fat kidding it up here for the next month, but because I got to go and see the surgeon next week and see what we're going to do with this shoulder, and hopefully we can get it fixed again, and then 3 to 6 months recovery time after surgery, if that's what happens, and then back at it. Just
Yeah,
walk on the
probably
tread.
good.
Just this.
How long did it take you to get into the surgeon?
So I November, I saw the doctor, and then they did the ultrasound and the x-rays and all that stuff. And then they were like, okay, like we can go in and fix this. But because I've had previous surgeries and I got a bone graft, they're worried that if they go in and do this procedure, it could screw up my bone graft in my shoulder. So
Yeah.
they said, you need to go and see your surgeon, and then your surgeon will tell us what the next steps should be. Because like they're I've had 2 surgeries on it already, and they're like, okay, well, let's kind of figure this out. So I phoned the surgeon, and then she's covering for another surgeon who's off work right now. So she's got 2 books that she's covering. So usually it'd be like 3 weeks I could get in and see her, because I've seen her lots over the last 5 years since I had my accident. And so now they couldn't get me in December and then Christmas. So now they got me in January 20th. I have to go and see the surgeon next week. And then we'll see what
Good.
happens after that. But they're pretty quick. Like I got in for my first surgery after my accident was in April. I saw the surgeon. I got referred to 3 different ones before I finally got into her. And I saw her in June. I had surgery in August. Then I had a revision in December. So it was like pretty quick.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
While we're on the topic of gym, I got this. I wrote this down a while ago before we started to bring up. When you're at
Yeah.
the gym, you see some of those really weird workouts or sets that people do. What?
Uh-huh.
Give me one, or even if you have a couple that really weird or creep you out. I'll give you mine. And it's the ab pull down with the
Uh-huh.
rope when it's a grown man on his knees and he's bobbing like this.
Just hammering it.
Like he must just be working to be able to give the ultimate blowjob because there is no fucking way that I will ever go to a
Mhm.
gym on my knees with a rope and just start giving head all the way in the ground. Like it looks fucking stupid. And there
Mhm.
has to be just go do a regular sit up. Like
Yeah.
that can't
You
be great for your back or the rest of you. Like just I don't. Every time I see, and it's always a guy in his 40s with a giant gut, no
Mhm.
hair, just like
Just
I'm gonna get this off. You're like, "Fuck,
bobbing for
no,
apples.
man, stop it."
Uh-huh.
And I guarantee there'll be someone there tomorrow doing it and just like,
Oh, that's a big one. Um, no, for me, I've I've found kind of the thing that irks me the most is the fucking bands. The guys that use those elastic bands on their arms to do bench press, because it's like
oh yeah,
it's helping me. I'm like, if you can't bench 3 plates aside, why are you putting elastic bands on and trying to bench 3 plates aside for 1 rep? You're better off to do 2 plates, or 2 plates and a 35 aside for 10 to 12 good, clean reps and do 4 sets, than do one with this stupid fucking elastic band. Drives me mental. The other thing that drives me mental is these kind of mid 20 fitness influencer wannabe guys that come to the gym and they throw their shit down at the squat rack and then they fuck off.
yeah,
And so I'll tell you what happened. So I'm at the gym and I'm like, okay, like it's back day. I'm working back and I need the squat rack because I'm going to do some shrugs and I'm going to do some deadlifts, and I'm like going to be in the rack for a bit. And like personal trainers there with a couple clients on the other racks, and I'm not going to interrupt them to work in. The gym I go to works with a lot of handicapped people during the day, because I go usually during the day, kind of around 10 o'clock. So they work with a lot of like handicapped people who have like either physical disabilities or kind of mental disabilities, and they come and work out with the trainer, around 10 o'clock. And on this particular day, they were using the Smith machine, they were using the other squat rack, and then the other rack at the way far end had someone on it on its own. It was like, okay, well, there's a squat rack here. There's a gym bag. I'm like, okay, well, I'll go and do something else for a minute. And I watched. And then I'm watching and there's this gym bag, but no one's there. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna go over and work out. So I get everything all set up, and this kid comes up to me and he's just, hey man. I'm like, hey, he's like, I'm using this. I'm like, well, you weren't here. He's like, well, I was over here. I'm like, okay, what were you doing over there? If your shit's over here, why are you over there? Well, I'm warming up. I'm like, oh, that was you over there fucking twirling your arms and stuff. He didn't fucking like that. I'm like, what are you doing? Well, I'm warming up. I'm like, hey, warm up, go and do fucking something else because I'm going to use this and I'll be done in 10 minutes, max, maybe 6. Because all I have to do is just bang out some shrugs and some deadlifts real quick. Like, so shrugs, quick, set the bar down, deadlift, 10 and 10, 3 sets. I'll be out of there. 30 seconds rest between sets, very minimal time, not a lot, very
Yep.
quick. He was so fucking mad. And he was mad. He was real mad. And I'm like, no. I'm like, no, take your shit. Way you go. he went, he went and was gonna tattletale on me to the manager at the gym. I'm like, go ahead. Like, what are they gonna
Yeah.
say? And so then he must have went and talked to them and they told him to fuck off, basically, because I left there and then I went over to do some rows and he came over and tapped me on the shoulder. I'm like, hey. He's like, hey man, I'm sorry. I'm just really sick and tired of people trying to take my shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? Take your shit. And he's like, well, people come and take the equipment I'm working on. I'm like, you're not there.
Yeah. Free
So
game.
just because you leave the gym bag sitting beside something, if you're gone for 5 minutes, that's fair game. And if you will come back and be like, hey, I was planning on using this. Do you mind if I work in with you? Sure. People will be more receptive to that than, well, I was using this. Well, you weren't fucking using it. You're gone over there dancing in the corner on the turf to warm up your non-existent muscles. And,
Yeah.
just because you're skinny and have a six pack, my six pack's under there somewhere, but I haven't found it yet. Well, not since I was like 27, 28 years old. But yeah, no, good on you. You can sit there and dance on the AstroTurf and we'll all work out and have a good night and it's no big deal.
Yeah. That's gym etiquette, right?
What's your gym like up there?
I recently just switched to another one because I was tired of going at 5 a.m. and the kids that they
Uh,
hired would either not show up or whatever, right? So I was missing more
yeah.
time there than anything. So I went to another one, and it's good. There's tons of stuff to do. It's more of, I don't know, more of a serious, I guess, type gym, where
Uh-huh.
people go to train, to not, to just run on the tread. Like there's very limited treadmills. Like I think there's like
Yeah.
8, and there's like a couple
Yeah.
climb, but there's like tons of racks, tons of equipment, tons of free weights. So I felt it was a change from going to the same gym I went for like over a year and a half,
Uh-huh.
um, because they only had very limited stuff, tons of like treadmills, and that really wasn't my style. So I felt I've gotten more out of this one since I've been there, and everyone there like knows like we're here to work out, and then we're here to leave, and all right. And staff there is
Yeah.
super friendly, super good too. I've seen
Uh-huh.
them talk to guys, be like, okay, yeah, kind of like you, right? You got your shit here, but you're overdoing over there, like one or the other, move on, right? So,
Yeah. Take
no,
your pick.
I like it. Yeah, it's good. It's a good gym.
I go to the old lady gym in town.
My
Turn.
biggest thing is at work is finding one that's open where I can at
Oh
least get
yeah.
an hour
2 hours.
before having
Sure.
to be at work at 6. That's a big thing, right? So it's
Yeah.
hard to
No,
find, but
the gym I go to is open like I think they open like 5 and they're open until like 10 or 11 or something like that, which is a lot of hours. But
yeah,
but it's the gym all the old ladies go to between 9 and noon to do Zumba and do coaching or yoga. And it's
yeah,
great. Just no one is on anything because the parking lot is full. So then no one comes. And everyone's fucking working. I work for myself, so I can go whenever I want, which is good. But it's great because you go there and the parking lot is full, and you go into the gym and it's generally empty unless it's like spring break, like not spring break, summer break, like after college kids are done school. and they're home.
Yeah.
Summer, you kind of get some of them start to rotate in around 10, 10:30, and there's no high school students there, which is great because I don't need 5 kids hogging the bench over here and 10 kids hogging the bench over here, and you're trying to do shit. And I'm like, I can't do anything because you guys got everything tied up. And but it's good they're coming. It's good they're coming. Just doesn't work for me because don't got time to wait that long for them to all work their sets together. It's great they're coming. I think
Yeah.
it's awesome, and we were all probably like that when we were young too. I don't know. I never worked out with 5 guys in my life, but hey, maybe that's a cool thing to do. Get
Ah,
some out of the
I don't
house and
like
do
it.
it, guys.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
the biggest thing through working out is I do need to do way more cardio, and I fucking hate cardio. But I found
Oh,
that playing with the kids at home, I played mini
right.
six with the kids and went
Yeah.
upstairs and was out of breath completely on the couch. And even Boston's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
fine." And I was just like, "Oh, like I am nowhere near what I used to be."
That's
And it's like
having a minor cardiac infarction.
I was
Yeah. Yeah.
checking my app for my heart rate. I'm like, "God, it still looks good, but I don't feel great."
You're feeling
Right.
tight in the chest. The chest couldn't catch your breath all the way.
So
I
I
know.
think that's probably my goal for this year is begrudgingly throwing in some more cardio, but I
Yeah.
fucking hate it. Not
Yeah.
interested.
I got the walking pad. Well, like my sister-in-law was living with us and she left her walking pad here when she moved out. So I was like, okay, well, no one's using this stupid thing. So I threw the walking pad down in the basement in front of the TV. So I can just sit there and walk on the walking pad and, work on my phone as needed, fire out a few emails, but at least I'm walking, I'm moving. It keeps me busy. So try to do
Yeah.
that for an hour a day during the week. Again,
I'm good.
working
Yeah.
helps
That'll
a
help
little
out.
bit. It helps, it helps a little bit, keeps me moving, but, I got high blood pressure, they say. I got high cholesterol, they say. I'm like, you guys are saying a lot of shit, but I feel pretty damn good and I don't have a beer belly. So I'm like, I'm not sure where all this is coming from. The lady at the Science of Humans is like my personal physician says your blood pressure is high, your cardio or your cholesterol is high. Science of Humans lady is like, yeah, no, you carry a little more muscle and your cholesterol is fine. Like she's like, what's your diet? I'm like, I eat meat, a lot of meat and a lot of eggs and oh, uh-oh, you quit. Now you're back.
Are we recording still? Oh, we are. Good. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, you're back. You're good. Yeah, no. So yeah, no, I'm like, she's just like, your cholesterol is high because you eat pretty not full carnivore diet, but like a lot of meat, a lot of protein, a lot of fat, a lot of animal fat,
Yeah.
cheese and yogurt and shit like that. Vegetables is like, man, whatever vegetables. Eat them. I eat them, but I'd rather oh, do you know what I got onto? Fuck,
What's
hear
that?
me out. Keep seeing all these delicious dishes on Instagram because the influencers are telling me how to eat, right? This is good. Greek yogurt
Okay.
and the powdered peanut butter.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you
I've
seen
seen that.
have you seen
Yeah.
this? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you take the Greek yogurt, like a cup. Then you take like 3 or 4 scoops of that powdered peanut butter, and then you put in like a little bit of syrup or vanilla and whip it up. Oh god, that's good.
I thought you were going for vegetables there. You went from vegetables to
No, no, I don't like vegetables that much. Not a
I
big fan.
I cook frozen for my dinner at night for my lunch the next day, and then
Mhm.
I have them for my afternoon snack. Just gotta get it in here. So I just sit there and I'll just eat for like an hour, just like broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, radish, cucumber,
Mhm.
pepper every day.
Yep.
That's
And
the biggest thing is your diet too, right? Is
yeah.
when you get on the TRT, but I just the hours I work, I'm just so mundane. Like it can get pretty boring pretty quick if you're kind of a picky eater, right? Like unless
Uh-huh.
you're going to invest the time to eat clean and then really put your thought into your food. I'm just like, here's like a chicken,
Mhm.
beans, and a salad. like
Yeah.
every couple days. Ground beef. I made the dog food that you were telling me. I forget who
Yeah.
was it
Yeah.
you made, and I was like, I made that, and then I was like, oh, I'll add some salt. I'll add this. It's not bad actually, right?
Oh,
But
not bad. You can throw some corn and beef.
yeah,
Eat Costco, Kirkland bag, corn, beans, carrots, and peas. Throw
yeah.
that shit in. Yeah, that'll do. But like, look at Dave. Like my buddy Dave, you know Dave. Rice, chicken, broccoli, 5 times a day.
I mean, that's discipline on a different level,
Okay. No,
right?
thank you.
It
No, thank
shows, right? It shows on them for sure, but
you.
there ain't a hope in hell that I'm doing
That
that. There'd
fucker's
just be
50.
no joy.
He's almost 50.
And good for him because that's
Mhm.
I ain't
Yeah,
never doing that.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
You fucking son of a bitch. I tell you, it was like, you're 50. Like, I'm not 50.
Act like it.
Act like it. But he can only have 2 coolers and he's on his face. So,
There's
yeah.
your trade-off.
Pros and cons. Gotta balance
Yeah.
this shit out. So yeah. Anyways, so like I said, I have my consult with my physician on Wednesday. So what I'm gonna propose to her is that she comes back with us next week to record and kind of give us a rundown on all this stuff and give us like the medical, we know what works for men and like what works for us, but I'd like to get a little more medical perspective on the whole thing. And maybe she can tell us some tips and tricks and trends and things that other dads our age can look out for that maybe we haven't heard yet, or maybe we've forgotten, or maybe we just don't practice because we're a little lazy.
For sure. Hopefully she can. That would be awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I'll see what I can do to set that all up. Anyways, as always, if you got any questions, concerns, comments, please drop us a line. And that's at Shitty Dad Pod on Instagram and on YouTube. And we got our email. I'll drop it into the notes and you can shoot us an email, shittydadpod with an I or with a one instead of an I at gmail.com. And catch up to
And I
everybody
promise
next.
I will work on the Facebook page this week.
Oh,
Work was busy, so I totally forgot, and all of a sudden it's Monday. So
it's okay.
I got to work on
Mondays.
that.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I know weeks get away on you really quick. So cool, man. All right. Well, we'll catch up to everybody again next week. Have a good one.
We'll see ya.
See ya. Bye.